Leader of the Official Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Coquitlam First Nation has filed a title claim in court and asserted Aboriginal title over lands in Port Coquitlam and Coquitlam. The claim area includes the former Riverview Hospital site and covers over 1,000 acres. The fire of uncertainty that is being created in this province and the fear is spreading because this Premier has refused to stand up and fight for private property rights. The Premier has lit this match. What is his plan to put this out so that certainty can be brought back to the people in British Columbia over their private property rights?
Mr. Premier.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Just like the Cowichan case, the Coquitlam case is one that was filed when the Leader of the Opposition was a cabinet minister on this side of the House. I think it's important to recognize that the case was advancing through court. When we formed government, we intervened with the Coquitlam First Nation, said let's sit down and work out a reconciliation agreement with you, a treaty agreement, so that we're able to address this case in a way that provides certainty to everybody. That was an option that was available to the Leader of the Opposition when he was Minister responsible for Indigenous relations. He chose not to take it. He chose to advance us to a court decision that could lead to great uncertainty. And even now he says that we need to stop conversations with First Nations who are key partners in major economic developments in our province, representing tens of thousands of jobs. He wants to put our economy at risk. He wants to create uncertainty. He wants to shut down these conversations. And these are cases that started on his watch.
Member supplemental.
The Premier loves to put a lot of spin on this, but the reality is very simple. When these things come to court, you stand up and you fight for the rights, particularly the rights of private property owners in this province, something this government has failed to do. And in particular in this case, once again, the Premier has just admitted he is negotiating away private property rights without actually including or informing the members and the people that own these properties in this province. He just admitted that here. And you know what? This Premier could actually take a lesson from Mayor Brad West. And he was clear, Brad West was clear in a statement he said yesterday, and I want to read it, I quote, "We have and will continue to vigorously defend public ownership of these lands along with private property rights in our jurisdiction," end quote. Something this Premier refuses to say, creating this uncertainty that we have in this province. So the question to the Premier is really simple. Does he regret his weakness in defending private property rights in British Columbia, and will he apologize to British Columbians for creating so much fear and uncertainty?
Here.
Mr. Premier.
Well, Honourable Speaker, the member can make his arguments, but he can't have his own facts. From the statement from Mayor Brad West, quote, "There are no civil claims initiated by any First Nations involving private property within the city of Port Coquitlam."
Can read that far.
And then, quote again, "It is important to note that no private lands within Port Coquitlam are currently the subject of litigation." And he says we're secretly negotiating them away. It's a lie, Honourable Speaker. It's false.
Members.
Just like the member would recognize many of the arguments that we put forward in court on Cowichan, because they were arguments that were put forward when he was the Minister of Indigenous Relations in the government at the time in the statement of defence. They're the same arguments that we're putting forward, fighting for certainty for private property owners, which is exactly what we did, Honourable Speaker. When we go to court and the court issues a decision, there is great uncertainty that is caused by that. Whenever we can, we try to avoid court by reaching agreement outside of court. It's like we did with the HIDA, where we protected private property explicitly. And so...
Members, come to order.
The members are opposed to the economic growth we're advancing in this province. The North Coast Transmission Line that they voted against yesterday, 10,000 jobs, Indigenous partnerships, $1 billion a year for government revenues, partnerships with the Tahltan First Nations, $50 billion in mining development. I know they hate our success as a province. They are not in favor of our success as a province because they want to be on this side. If we're successful as a province, they're going to have to stay over there.